I'm going to make this one, entry pretty quick, and I'll explain why at the end. Tonight I actually came out here and I touched up the patches on the car that I primered, as well as the insides of the doors. Let me see if I can get a shot of that. So tomorrow, when this is dry, I'm actually going to spray the Eastwood rust inhibitor in there to hopefully prevent any, or at least severely curtail any future rust there. So I also touched up the spot over the wheel here, and that's really about as good as it's going to look given the amount of time I want to put into this. And I really don't want the car to look like crap, but I think, you know, when all the that a lot of this here is going to be covered by the trim piece, probably almost half as high as those two patches, and all along the back door here, so it's not going to be nearly as noticeable as it is now. And seeing this here really kind of hammers home how the Rust-Oleum gloss white is really one whole hell of a lot lighter than this car. I'd actually almost started to think of this as a white car, and I wasn't too fond of that, because white has to be just about my least favorite color for a car. But now I see this here, and I can see that this car is definitely not a white car. It is a pastel gray, as was originally described, and I gotta tell you, I don't think I've ever seen another 123 body Mercedes in this color, but I think it is factory, so chalk that one up to the learning process. And granted, I also have never seen a US spec 240D with a black MB-Tex interior, but that also, I think, was an available option, just wasn't all that popular. So anyhow, the pretty much all the metalwork is done on this side, with the exception of a small spot I found right there on the underside of the quarter panel, and it's really not all that bad, but it was kind of difficult for me to get to, so I didn't want to I really didn't want to play around with that tonight. Figure when I put the car up on the ramps to take care of the rust that I found by the rear, I think it's a sway bar or whatever it is, the stabilizer bar. At that time, I will take care of that spot there. That might even be tomorrow, I don't know. Anyhow, also tonight, I finished up the work on the driver's seat. Last night, I reseated the upholstery here on the seat frame. And tonight, I've actually already flipped the seat back upright so I could test how it felt, but I put more padding under the seat. And I saw labels underneath there. This seat actually has had a brand new bottom seat frame, I think sometime in 2004. So that's good. I'm not sure if they replaced the horsehair pad at that time. I would think if they had, the seat would definitely still be more supportive now than it is. My gut feeling is that the horsehair pad was not replaced. But it's odd. I mean, for a car with this many miles, I would almost suspect that when this interior work was done, I mean, there was new carpeting and full new upholstery, because even with light use, I've never seen Mercedes vinyl upholstery absolutely this spotless after this kind of mileage. I mean, I think this might be replacement material as of a few years ago. So it's really it's hard to tell behind the bike here, but there's not a mark on it. And most of the interior really is the same. I think there's a good possibility that according to that label, the work was done at I forget the name of the shop, but it was in Ashland somewhere, or at least that's what it said on the label. I think whoever did that might have done the whole interior. But you never know. That's one thing about buying a car without a documented history. A lot of things are left questionable. On the other hand, I've put so much work into this that I'm gonna know, what condition the car's in. Really, if you, the way I figure, if I put a lot of time into the car and I know what parts are new and I know what condition everything's in, the documented history is almost useless to me, with the exception of it helping resale value. Because then I can show somebody else. But in terms of my own, personal comfort with the car, for me it's enough just to know what condition the car's actually in. So, anyhow, this entry ran longer than I had wanted to, and the reason I wanted to keep it short was I really got curious when I finished up with the seat there, and I jumped the gun, and I wanted to see if the car would start. In retrospect, I understand now why that was a good idea, because I actually used my portable jump starter on a car that I wanted to test drive a few weeks ago, and we couldn't even get the car started, so that didn't happen. But I'm not sure if it would have enough juice to jump the Benz at this point. But long story short, I put the key in, ran the glow plug cycle, and started up instantly. It has been sitting for a month, and it acted like it had been sitting just for a few hours, which I take as a very good sign. It just started instantly. Unfortunately, when I turned the key back in the other direction, the car did not shut off. So I know there's a vacuum leak somewhere in the car. It's got to be related, and hopefully I can figure it out before too long. It's more irritating than anything. I can always pop the hood and just hit the stop flag in the engine, but I'd rather not do that every time I drive the car. But anyhow, that's the progress update for tonight. Tomorrow, hopefully, I can spray the rust inhibitor in the doors, put those, maybe grease the window regulators, put those back together, and once the doors are together, I can put the driver's seat back in, remove the tools and materials from the car, and drive it out of here so I can turn it around and start on the passenger side. And funny little sidebar, when I started the car, of course it's a diesel and it shakes a little bit, a lot of vibration. When I was not able to shut the car off, I decided to pop the hood, and I realized that all this crap was on it. But the car kind of took care of that for itself, and just kind of threw just in a matter of about 10 seconds, threw everything onto the floor. I don't think I scratched up the hood or anything, and none of my stuff was damaged, so no harm, no foul. The other funny part of that is, the second I got the hood cleared off and I was about to pop the hood and hit the stop flag, car stalled. So, but anyhow, this car is going to live. I just hope that it doesn't take nearly as long to fix the passenger side. I mean, I want to do the same quality work, but the driver's side took easily 2 or 3 times as long as I originally thought it would to repair. So, hopefully it won't take as long on the passenger side, but it'll take as long as it takes, because I'm not going to walk away from the project, and I am not going to give up on it. That's actually kind of the same thing. I'm not going to take a break. That was the other thing I was going to say. I'm not going to walk away from it, and I'm not going to take a break. I'm just going to work through until it's done. Hopefully I can get a lot done this weekend. Hillary, of course, being in Europe on a school trip for 2 weeks, gives me pretty much the whole weekend to work on the car, which is nice. And, of course, every night next week, and all next weekend, and, hopefully all that extra time will make a difference, and I'll get the car out of here sooner, and then I will, as I always say, I will drive it. Anyhow, have a good one.